What is the relationship between flowers and butterflies? Why do honeybees and bumblebees buzz around flowers? Is there a reason behind the color and fragrance of flowers? We'll answer all these questions today because today we'll talk about pollination. We all know that insects and birds sip nectar from the flowers. Plants do not use this nectar for themselves. If that is the case, how do the plants benefit by making this nectar for insects and birds? Look at this bumblebee. It refuses to move away from the flower. It is busy sipping the nectar from the flower. And the yellow dust stuck to its body are the pollen grains of the flower. The attractive color and the fragrance of the flower led the insect to it. And the flower wanted exactly that, because when the butterflies, moths and bumblebees visit the flower to sip nectar, they help the flowers unwittingly. Pollination is an important function of the plants. So what exactly is pollination? We already know that flowers are reproductive organs of the plants. The male reproductive part of the flower is the stamen, and the female reproductive part of the flower is the pistil or the carpel. The upper part of the pistil is sticky and is called stigma. The process of transfer of pollen grains from the stamen to the stigma in a flower is pollination. This process is important for the plant. The fruit and the seed are formed after pollination.
That is why a flower produces pollen grains in large numbers. Pollen grains are very small and can be viewed with the help of a microscope. They come in many different sizes and unique shapes. Now look around you and capture what you see on video.
Some are so light that they get carried away by wind, and wind pollination takes place very easily. In some plants, pollination takes place automatically. When the pollen grains of a flower fall on the stigma of the same flower or on the stigma of a different flower but on the same plant, it's called self-pollination. But in some plants, pollination takes place when the pollen grains from a flower fall on the stigma of another flower on another plant. This is called cross-pollination. If there are any champions of pollination, they are the insects, moths, butterflies, bumblebees, honeybees, etc. This type of pollination through insects is thus called insect pollination. This is the amazing relationship that the insect world shares with the plants. Pollen grains are made by the stamen inside the flower. When insects visit the flower to suck the nectar, these pollen grains get stuck to their bodies. The insects visit many flowers to suck nectar. So when they visit the next flower, they carry the pollen grains from the previous flower to it. They do this unwittingly and in this way help the plants in pollination. Pollen grains are the male reproductive cells. Seeds are formed only when the pollen grains reach the pistil and fertilize the egg. Like every other organism, plants need to preserve their species, so they must produce seeds and reproduce. And for this, pollination is a very important process. Do you now understand why plants expend so much energy in producing nectar and such colorful, attractive flowers? Flowers of different colors and fragrance attract insects and birds. Have you ever seen a cardamom plant and its flower? This flower is like a landing strip for the insects. Plants have different ways in different flowers to attract insects. And insects, moths, birds and other organisms that sip nectar from flowers have developed special features to perform this function. The shape of the beak in birds, the development of straw-like structure in insects are also examples of adaptation. Besides insects and moths, birds are also agents of pollination and also those we are generally scared of. The creatures that hang upside down, that is bats, are also agents of pollination. Pollination is an important process and takes place all around us. The green cover on our earth is dependent on this phenomenon. With this understanding, let's watch pollination once more. Pollination means transfer of pollen from the stamen of a flower to its stigma. Plants cannot produce fruits and seeds without pollination. Pollen grains are produced in huge quantities and are minute in size. Insects and moths are expert agents of pollination. The color, structure, and fragrance of flowers are designed to attract insects towards them. Insects visit the flowers and sip the nectar for their food and unwittingly help in pollination. Wind, water, insects, bats and birds all help in pollination.
Now look around you and capture what you see on video.
See for yourself, observe the different ways in which plants attract insects towards themselves. Make a video on it, discuss amongst yourselves and share with others.